Here, trying to help you guys out with your next activity. It'll be a preview for the fantastic, famous novel To Kill a Mockingbird. But how will you guys approach it? Well, it's just vocab, right? I just want to say hello. Hey, thanks for behaving for the subs. All right, let's get into the handout. So obviously go through Canvas. This is modules. You scroll down to the bottom and you'll find the handout, right? So you click on the handout and it opens up this Google Doc. So how do you get the vocabulary accomplished for this activity? Well, that's such a great question, right? So first, you want to include the MLA heading, right? Your name, teachers, it's Miss Edmonds first, or it's Mr. Gomez first, then me, and then your English class, right? And date, blah, blah, blah. Date it's due, by the way. That's always a good idea. And then you're going to move into the document. You'll see there's a link to the directions video. Wait, how does he make a directions video with himself already in there? Snap! That's total Matrix. What's going on? All right, just kidding. Then over here you got QR codes. So QR codes are also hyperlinks. Boom, you get to the text. Boom, you get to the audio. How do you scan them? I've seen students scan each other's QR codes from iPad to iPad, but we can just click on them. So what do you need to do? Okay, so you got plenty of helpful links. You got this video, you've got a link to the text, you've got a link to the audio. What you're doing is taking a look at vocab from chapters 1 and 2. The narrator is a little girl, but words like assuage, taciturn, domicile, I mean, all these words are just... they got to be $5 words. So it's important to try to understand the text. It also previews the text. What I want you guys to do with the vocab is copy the sentence where it occurs in the story, and you must, I'm going to make that bigger, you must have a citation. So I'm going to talk about that. That'll help you with good habits when we eventually get to CQT writing, which we will. And then I give you guys the definition. Sometimes words have multiple definitions, so this is just to increase the efficacy of the assignment, right? And the efficiency of you guys getting it done, and plus it's on point, as you guys would say. So then you write your sentence. So you get assuage, and you would write a sentence using the word, right? And it must be 7 words long or longer. And in these, I think there's 10 blanks here. Out of the 10 sentences that you create, 4 of them must be comma fanboys, right? And there must be 4 comma fanboys. And sort of a similar structure. I love pictures. I'm a simpleton, I guess, a layman, and pictures help. Sometimes, well, I'll talk about the trick with pictures here in a second. So have 4 pictures. You don't need to have all 10. Quick note about pictures. Of course, they must be school appropriate. That should go without saying, but whatever. All right, let's get into the text and a couple keyboard shortcuts and knock out one of these words for you. All right, it's going to take a second to load. I apologize for that. And you'll notice page numbers are on the right. Okay, and then this is a huge book, right? Well, it's a large book, right? It's not a 100-page novella. It's, I think, in the 340 range, 350 range, maybe even tips over into 363 pages. I can't remember. But I'm not expecting you to read the text and find the words, because technology can make us faster. How do we do that? Keyboard shortcuts. Big fan. So Command F for you MacBook or you iPad users. Command F will bring this little box up. If you're a Microsoft user, it's CTRL or Control F. And you get the same thing. Type in the first vocab word, assuage, and you immediately pop up the sentence right here. When it healed, blah, blah, blah. Copy and paste the entire sentence. Super easy. I'm going to click Command C to copy. I'm going to go over to my assignment, click Command V. Well, why keyboard shortcuts? I mean, look at that menu, right? Where is it? Or I just hit Command V and it's in there. Don't highlight the entire text. Turn that off. Click None. But I do want you guys to have quote marks at the beginning and the end. So that makes sense, right? We'll just highlight those for emphasis. There's the beginning, there's the end. highlight again for emphasis. And then you need the parenthetical citation. So this is Lee, is the author's last name, and then the number of the page that it occurs on. So where are page numbers? Oh yeah, you can look over here and see that you're on page 3. Cool? So that's how you know. So you go back to your text, should have the appropriate page number with a parentheses closed and a period at the very end. Don't forget that period at the very end. I'd like to emphasize that for you guys. Look at all this emphasis. All right, so the citation is there. It must have the citation. Then you need to come over here and write a sentence, right? To lessen or to minimize. And in the sentence, it's all about Jem's fears of never being able to play football were assuaged or lessened. So I'm going to think about fears and a time where I wanted to lessen fears or minimize my fears. And I can't think of a personal example, but I can think of one with my kids. You know, you get scared of the dark. So I go over to Google Images and I put child scared. And I'm just, oh, there it is, perfect, under the covers. This reminds me of both my children. So I'm going to grab, if you guys didn't know this, you can just grab the image and drag it over and drop it in the tile. I love how Google Docs is sizing these now. Do keep your pictures small and again, school appropriate. And so I would say something like, both my children, I don't like saying kids, have been scared of the dark. So to assuage their fears, I would walk them through the house and even the backyard. This is a true story. I actually learned that trick from a neighbor. Got a wonderful grandpa-aged neighbor who taught me that trick, and it really works. So if you got little brothers, sisters, or cousins, it reminds me of the book Good Night Moon. Okay, enough sharing. So this is good image. It supports this. And then what did I do? I created a sentence that's 7 words or long. I found my vocab word and I highlighted it. So that's cool. That helps Mr. Krause know that I'm on track, on point. Okay. We should swap the highlighting colors, following the directions. That would be amazing that you guys do that. Whatever pattern you follow, Miss Evans and I and Mr. Gomez and I will figure it out. Oh, look, I got a typo there. Hey, pardon my typo. So is my sentence 7 words or longer, excuse me? It definitely is. You guys can count for yourselves. I did use a comma, fanboys, so I only got 3 more to go throughout this whole document. And then I've already got 1 picture done, so I only need 3 more throughout this whole document. All right, I agree that sentence is a little extra, but I don't want to leave my A grade to chance. All right, thank you guys for paying attention. Can't wait to see you again in class with those bright smiles and with a good attitude. I'll see you soon.